an international real estate consultancy company, we have a number of skill lines within our business, and within the business we talk. The valuation team, the consultancy and research team, commercial and residential leasing teams all hold a lot of information, and we make sure that's shared around the business. When it comes to the pricing of property, we rely heavily on our valuation team, who collect a lot of information from the various clients that they're dealing with. We have a very active residential and commercial leasing sales teams, which are doing deals all the time in the market. So it's a mixture of both historical information that we collect through the work we do, and comparable pricing from the deals that are being done. What we try and do when we get inquiries for people looking for either property to lease or property to purchase is we don't want to overrun them with millions of different ideas, which I think a number of brokers do. We try and make sure that we tailor-make our responses to exactly what their requirements are. So it's all about listening to what people want and giving them 3 or 4 options. Less is more. I think the most important change that is going to be coming up and into action next year, I mean the body's has already been formed, is the Qatar Real Estate Authority. This is going to be very similar to the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, or RERA, which is already established in Bahrain and in the UAE. And hopefully what we are looking for that to do is to bring in regulations, not just bring in regulations, but actually enforce those regulations. I suppose buying off plan, you have, in both you have positive and negatives. Buying off plan, you get to choose exactly the apartment you want, subject to availability. You get to choose the finishings within the apartment, the colours. Negative, I suppose, the worry that projects are going to overrun, especially if you are taking out finance to buy that project, bearing in mind on your sales and purchase contract, that is when your repayments will start, whether or not the property is handed over on time. With regards to completed properties, it's pretty much vice versa. You're going to get the surety that the property is ready, but you're perhaps going to have less choice than buying off plan. I think the other thing to mention is buying off plan, you'd probably expect to have a little bit of a discount, whereas if you're buying a completed property, you're going to be paying full market price. The real estate market in Qatar, compared to that in the UAE, it's probably a little less mature. There's more regulation in the UAE, and actually in Bahrain now they've introduced their Real Estate Regulatory Authority, which gives buyers and renters more certainty. That said, we've discussed earlier about the Qatar Real Estate Regulatory Authority, which is coming into force probably next year. That's going to give a lot more certainty and surety to purchasers and renters in the market here in Qatar. I suppose in terms of real estate for new people coming into Qatar, please make sure that the broker you're using is properly licensed and regulated by, under the Ministry of Justice. All brokers have to have a proper brokerage approved license, for which the company has had to undergo an exam for. There are a lot of people in this market who are operating without that licensing, so please do ask your broker to prove that he's properly licensed. QatarLiving, I remember when I first came to Qatar 19 years ago, QatarLiving was the source of information for everything, whether you're looking for a room to rent, a car to buy, or what's going on. So, QatarLiving has been around a long time. The last couple of years they've really expanded and developed their real estate offering, and we are pleased to be associated with their search engine. We think that it's giving us a wider audience.